Hey everyone, I have a quick recipe to share with you, and I'm pretty sure I can solve all the world's problems if I could figure out this recipe. Not really, I'm kidding, but it's one of my favorite childhood recipes, and I think I've finally successfully turned it into a keto-friendly recipe. So, do you guys remember those peanut butter chocolate oatmeal cookies or bars, either way, from your childhood? We used to call them, my mom called them no-bake cookies, and that's just, what we knew them as. But they've got oats in them, a crap ton of sugar. They're not exactly keto friendly. So, I've tried multiple times to create a fat bomb or a cookie or something, and I think I've figured it out. My problem in the past was they tasted pretty good, but when you ate them, you had to wash your hands afterwards, which I don't like that. I want to eat a cookie and then, go on with my day. I don't want to have to store them in the refrigerator. I want them to be just like the original. So you guys, I think I've done it. Check it out. Let me turn this around. They're working on setting up right now, and check it out. I've actually done it. They're just sitting out on parchment. They don't bend or break, and they've only been sitting here for a few minutes, so I know they're hardening up. So if you really zoom in, I think I've done it, you guys. Check it out. Like, I can't even explain how excited I am. So let me tell you how I did it. Okay, so I tried to jot the recipe down so I could share it with you guys, and I'm going to write it out and share it in my groups, but for the purposes of YouTube, here you go. So it's 8 ingredients, and it's really good to measure all of these out and have them ready to go before you start, because time is a factor here. I remember that from when I was younger and my mom would make these, like, you had a certain amount of time to do everything, and I kind of tried to follow that methodology. So if you take, let's see, I did kind of a small batch. So I did a 1/4 cup of butter, which is a half a stick, and you chop it up into like kind of squares. And you're putting all this in a pot and bringing it to a boil. So 1/4 cup of butter, 1/8 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, a 1/4 cup of almond milk or any kind of keto-friendly milk. It could be macadamia milk, just not the super sweet, high-carb milk. And then 1 cup of sweetener of your choice. And my preference on sweetener is, I like this stuff actually. Splenda Naturals, which is a combo of erythritol and stevia and zero net carbs. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but I like it. The texture and flavor is a lot like sugar. It doesn't have as much of that weird, not quite sugary taste to it. So I did that. So repeat, 1 cup of sweetener of your choice, granulated, 1/8 cup of cocoa, a 1/4 cup of butter chunked up, and a 1/4 cup of milk, almond milk, whatever kind of milk, not regular milk. Bring it to a boil on the stove, stir it up, get it all mixed up together, and then get it to like a rolling boil, and literally set a timer, you guys. Set a timer for 60 seconds, and maybe every 20 seconds, like give it a stir. But let it boil, rolling steady for like a minute, and then pull it off the heat. And then you're going to want to add the rest of the ingredients to it. So first you're going to want to add the peanut butter, which is, how much did I put? It's perfect. I somehow managed to make this work out. I've had a few attempts, but a 1/4 cup of peanut butter. And then I did a 1.5 cups of unsweetened flaked coconut, and then also a 1/4 cup of sliced up almonds. And then I crunched them up a little bit further to give it that extra crunch, but not big pieces. And then, actually, you know what? Scratch that. I might have to edit this video a little bit. So do the 1/4 cup of peanut butter and a teaspoon of vanilla. Stir that in and make sure it's all mixed in perfectly. Then you add the coconut and the sliced almonds. So the sliced almonds is a 1/4 cup of sliced almonds, and then a 1.5 cups of the unsweetened coconut flakes. That's it. Stir all that up and make sure everything's all coated in the chocolatey goodness. And then you just blob them out on the sheet like this. Get a piece of parchment paper. I just put it directly on my counter, and you just blob them out and let them sit until they're good and solid. Like, I can tell that these aren't quite ready to go yet. But they are, I just picked up a cookie and it's totally fine. I don't really need to wipe my hands. When I made them before without, I think the key was boiling everything together on the stove instead of just putting it together and letting it set. It doesn't really fully set. So I hope you guys enjoy. One day when I get a little bit more fancy, I'll do one of those cool videos where it, holds the camera above the ingredients and, you can see everything go in, and I'm not that fancy. I don't have time for that. So I hope you guys enjoy, and look on my Facebook page, on my business page for a printout of the recipe. See you guys later.